Alright, perfect. I think that should all be good. I'm going to make this big for myself. Oh, and I've ruined everything. Well, that was rather quick. Let's try to fix that. I think that's good. Perfect. Maybe a little higher up there. I can't tell really. No, I think we're good. Okay, perfect. Let us go again. Let me stop the recording and start it back up. Keep the stream going then. Perfect. Welcome back to, oh, nice water in my bed. Welcome back to another day of Stardew Valley One Day at a Time. And here's Clint to greet us. No, so we've been breaking some rocks open. That's actually not at all how we got the ore you're talking about. That is from fishing. But, you know, you're trying your best, Clint. That's all we can ask for. You got the blueprints. Thank you, man. What an absolute mad lad. Now I know how to craft the furnace. Yep. I am aware of what it does. Thank you very much. Wait, you spelled a few cowboys? Consider having me upgraded. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Everyone either is or has that one introverted friend in their life. Well, I hope you all had a great day. I apologize I didn't do a stream yesterday. Like I said, my goal is to really do these one day at a time. Yesterday, I hope, is my one and one day that I will miss. But it was kind of a crazy, hectic day. I was up late into the night talking with one of my friends and about life and all that encompasses it. So let's do some farm management today. Let's make the farm look nice and pretty. We'll get a field snack and we'll go from there. I hope that should be enough to get some good work done. Perfect. Nope, messed that up. Well, what is it that I wanted to share? I had a thought in mind. I just want to make sure I can articulate it well in my mind before I start opening my mouth and spewing nonsense. Make sure I have all my points kind of listed out, as it were. The main thing I really wanted to talk about today is, you know, I've mentioned in my previous days the concept of, you know, if you have a dream, go out there and achieve it because no one's going to do it for you. Today I want to talk about something else. It's on a little bit of a similar note, but, you know, there's going to be people in your life, whether their intentions are good or bad or whatever it is, there's going to be people in your life that, we'll call them carrot danglers, for lack of a better word. People that really, I won't even do the animation cancel, I'll do it slowly. We're trying to take our time and enjoy ourselves, right? There's going to be people in your life, with good intentions or bad, that really, I think, are trying to get you stuck somewhere that you don't want to be, with promises of greater things on the horizon, as it were. And you know, there might be some carrot danglers out there that are really, you know, honest, and they really do think that those things are going to come to pass in your life, but ultimately, kind of going back to what we were talking about the other day, it's important to remember that, you know, we are in charge of our own happiness. The only person at the end of the day that's really going to make sure that we're happy has got to be ourselves. We can't expect other people to make us happy, even the people who we love more than anyone else in the world. Even if you're married or you have kids or you have a wonderful relationship with your friends or with close family members, ultimately it's our own choice to be happy and our own responsibility to make ourselves happy. If your happiness is dependent on someone else, and if your career or if your livelihood or if your future is dependent on someone else, I would just give a word of caution for that. You know, ultimately we have to do what's best for ourselves. And I know that's very selfish to say, and you know, maybe that's true, maybe that's too harsh of me, but you know, you only get to live this life once. And as I've looked at my life in recent months, like I've said in previous videos and streams, I want to be proud of the person I'm becoming, the person I'm turning into. I don't want to have any regrets, whether my life ends today or whether my life ends in, 60 years. I don't have any regrets with the life I'm living and the life that I've made for myself. And I don't think anyone does. I have never met a person that says they want to, at the end of the day, be upset with the choices they make. And when I say that, I'm not trying to suppose that, or trying to say that everyone should live the most luxurious life, or that everyone should have the most wonderful job that makes them millions. All I'm saying is find something you love and do that. I was talking to the same friend I was talking with last night. Amazing friend of mine. We both had opportunities in our lives to go and visit other parts of the world. He had the opportunity to go and visit, what's in here? Nothing, right? Yeah. He had the opportunity to go and visit and live in Africa for quite some time. And I had the opportunity and pleasure of living in Brazil for some time. And, something I was talking with my friend about all of this is, unfortunately, a lot of those amazing people that are in just that part of the world will never have the opportunity to do some of the things that we have the opportunity to do here in the States, just by the nature of the economy and the opportunities that are there. And, if we can't make these decisions for us, maybe we ought to do it for them. There were so many people I met down there that had absolutely nothing. And, they were happy. Sure, certainly they were stressed, and there were times they didn't know if they were going to make it. But I think by and large, they really were happy, and they made the most of their lives. They didn't sit around all day griping about their life. They just made the most of it. And, if they can make the most of the hardships in their life, maybe it's possible that I can make the most of the hardships in my life and try to live a life that I'm proud of and that I'm happy for. If I'm assuming anyone that watches this is going to be watching from the States, and if you're not, awesome, hi, welcome. But what I'm trying to get is, whatever your political ideology is, doesn't really matter. You can't deny that there is a great abundance of opportunities here in the United States. People really can, if you really set your mind on it, and you give all of your energy for it, we really can do anything here. I really do believe that. I believe that that's possible. Whether you want to be an actor, whether you want to go into sales and be the world's best sales, whatever it is, we really have the opportunity to achieve those dreams, if that's what we want. And so all I'm really trying to say, and the point I was trying to get across to this really good friend of mine, is let's chase our dreams, because some people out there might not be able to, or at least, I suppose everyone can chase their dreams, but they might not have such an easy job of chasing their dreams. And I'm not trying to say that chasing your dreams is easy. It's one of the hardest and albeit scariest things that you can do, I believe. But we have the opportunity to. There was a guy I was talking with a couple years ago. Really, really great guy. He worked for me for some time. We'll call him Alex. And Alex was going through some real hardships in his life. And, I was talking with him and talking about the struggles he was having. And he really didn't think there was much going on for him in his life and where he lived. And he just felt so trapped, so stuck. And something I told him, and maybe this isn't great advice, but I said, if you feel stuck, why don't you just go down, get a ticket from on the Greyhound, and move. And maybe that's not terrific advice, but if you really are feeling stuck and you feel like you have no options, you feel like there's nothing going on good in your life, all I'm saying is there's much better options than the options he thought he had. If that makes sense. To not get too grim, if that makes sense. I don't know where Alex is today. I wish I did. I've tried several times to reach out to him, to no avail. But I'd like to imagine he took my advice. That he went somewhere else where he could make a new life for himself. You know, that's just not an option in many other parts of the world. To just go out and forge a new life for yourself. We're not trapped with the people we are. And I mean that both in a, temporal where we're currently living sense. As I told him, he maybe just get up and move to somewhere else if he felt really that trapped. But I mean in a mental sense too. You don't have to be the same person today that you were yesterday. Certainly there's things about your personality that you can't just up and change without some serious time and consideration. But let's see, I've got maples and I've got pines. What am I missing? Maple and pine. I need acorns. I think this one drops acorns. I'm making these field snacks that I can keep chopping down trees and keep refilling my energy bar. But we don't have to be stuck with the people we are. We don't have to continue making the same mistakes that we continue to make. We can choose today to make a better life for ourselves. Let's get some more. That's nice. I think everyone's got problems. If you don't, you're much better off than anyone I've ever met. But, I really do think that to a certain degree, every single person you meet has problems going on in their life. Like my friend said last night, everyone's ditch is on fire. There's a lot of truthfulness to that sentiment. And I think let's build some more field snacks, not fruit snacks. We'll call it there. We did a lot of. Let's look and see how much we did. Wow, we got a really good amount cleared out today. Awesome. That looks great. All I'm saying is that if you got something going on in your life that you don't like, try to change it. If you got a thing you're working on, or a thing maybe you're not working on, more importantly, and you've got issues, address them and take care of them. And I know I'm sitting on my high horse on this screen talking to you from the land of the unknown, where it's really easy to make a lot of broad statements and tell people to change in ways that they might not be ready for. But a lot of the times when I say these things, I really am saying them to myself. Certainly I'm not perfect. I'm a very imperfect person. But I think that's just life, is figuring out your imperfections and working on getting rid of them. Like we mentioned a day prior, we can't necessarily get rid of the chaos of life. But maybe by doing what it is that brings us joy and happiness and peace, we can drown out the chaos or encompass the chaos in something more beautiful. Don't focus on the chaos, but bring in better things to encompass it and surround it and swallow it up. And for me, that's sitting here talking into the cosmos of the internet, mostly talking to myself about changes that I probably ought to make, and I think that's good enough for me today. Well, hope you all have a good night. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Hey, we leveled up.